Hello. Am I audible? Hello, am I audible? Okay.
Hi, Rahul. Good afternoon, Rahul. तो जगदाळे काय सर ने
Shall we start? Or are we waiting for some more people to add in?
Rahul, yes, Rahul, we're waiting for some more participants to join. We have a big crowd today. We're expecting 150 plus students to join.
Can't hear.
Let's wait till 2:15 और 3 मिनट है and उसके बाद start करते हैं. ठीक है?
Hello.
Hi Rahul.
Yeah, Sudeep, can hear you. Okay.
और एक 2 मिनट वेट करके देखते हैं and then we'll start. 2:15 we'll try.
Okay, 2:15.
Because we are expecting more participants to join.
All right, no problem.
Hi Samiksha, can we start with the session? Hi Rahul.
Hi, Sudeep.
Can we start with the session?
Yeah, of course, I'm ready.
I have made you the co-host, so you can start with the presentation.
All right. Okay.
Quickly your introduction, and then we'll start.
Sure. Okay.
Good afternoon and welcome to our today's session on intellectual property rights. The session is conducted by the Goa State Innovation Council in collaboration to Adasra IP Services, and we welcome the students of RIT College for our today's program. Okay, for our today's session, we have Mr. Rahul Bagga, who is the founder and MD of Adasra IP. Rahul also heads the IP intellectual property filing at Adasra. And we welcome you, Rahul, for our today's session. Over to you.
Uh, Thank you, Sudeep. Hello, students, and hello, Prof. Poonam as well. Okay. I just want to understand a bit. Maybe some people can reply on the chat window also. What is the technical background of people attending the talk today? Just so I know where to take it. Are you most of you from engineering or life sciences or pharmaceutical or electronics?
Yes, Rahul, they are from the
Yeah.
final year of engineering college.
Okay. Final year of the engineering college.
And the third year.
Okay. Third year and fourth, final year. Okay, fine. One is computer, IT, and they are all electronics and telecommunication mostly.
They are from various disciplines.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, feel free to ask questions during the talk itself. Okay, and I will reply to all the questions that you might have, and within the time frame. If not, you can always send your questions over to Sudeep, and our team can look into it and answer. Okay. Now, I will start with uh, this maxim that intellectual property rights are for business is for businesses. Okay. Even in India or in any other country, the IPR department is under Ministry of anything to do with trade and commerce. In India, it's under Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, Ministry of Commerce. So even in US, it's under Department of Trade. So IP is intrinsically related to business. Okay, science and tech is a part of it. All right. So you need to understand the. So now this talk that I'm going to deliver here is not to turn you into an IP professional. Do not approach this topic from that angle at all. This talk, but to acquaint you with intellectual property rights more as business, as a tool of business. Okay, and from here, if you start, you can also start exploring how you can have a career in IPR. Okay, please feel free to ask questions on IP careers as well. All right. Now, IPRs are anything intellectual property. Well, now you have all come across tangible property, a property of yours that you can touch, feel, smell, okay, and see. For example, your motorbike, your car, your home, anything that you can see is a tangible property of yours, and you have a tangible property, and you have property rights on those property. For example, nobody can steal your bike. It is your bike because it's your property. And why is this? Somebody using your bike without your authorization is called theft or stealing it. Okay, so it is an unapproved or unauthorized use of your property by another human being. So those are tangible property rights. For example, your right on your land, your home, your apartment, your even on your books, on your bag, on your laptop. These are tangible properties of yours, and clearly you can clearly establish your rights on it because it's visible to everybody. Uh, this is my laptop. This is my bike. Easy to tell that, oh, somebody has stolen it. Somebody, it's missing, right? Or somebody has encroached upon your right on your property and wronged you. So you can easily claim such damage for tangible properties. Now, what happened in the intellectual realm is interesting. Now, your mind creates a lot of things, and it can be name of your company, name of your home, name of your product, name of your any brand, new idea of solving a technical problem, a new process of making something, like you have a new process of making paracetamol or new process of making semiconductors, a cheaper process, for example. Okay, now these are abstract ideas, right? Abstract ideas, these are all abstract ideas. How do you enforce, oh, I was the first person to think of this trademark or this name of the company, so I should be the one who should be able to use this as I will. Okay, so how do you ensure you have same rights accorded to you in the intellectual realm? So that is ensured by what is called as intellectual property rights. So IPR allows you or gives you rights on whatever is the property of your intellect, whatever you create out of your mind. Okay. Now again, not every creation of mind is worth protecting. There has to be a criteria. Otherwise, I can think, we all daydream. We can think of so many things, and not everybody, immediately qualifies for that an idea. No, you have to go through a process and then acquire that right for yourself. Okay, it's not like you see a farm or you see a plot of land and you think, oh, now I own this. Right, that's not how it works, right? You have to approach the owner of that plot, pay him the price, pay to the government some duty, do transfer of the property in your name, have a registry deed, etc., and then the property or the plot of land will be acquired by you. Same is with intellectual property right. You have to first create or lay claim on the product or process or the word that you want to have your IPR on. Okay. Now, I will walk you through all forms of intellectual property rights that are there. Okay. And what all they cover and what all their criteria is. This should, this talk should help you if you're thinking of launching your own startup. This talk should help you in figuring out your IP position. Okay. This talk should help you also to decide if you want a career in IP. Okay. Or if you do have, get employed by a big multinational or a small and medium enterprise, how you can be a part of their IP function. Okay. So now the discussion, what makes up intellectual property rights? Now, intellectual property rights are composed of essentially several creations of mind, but here we will be covering what is called as where you can register your rights. Okay, some rights are unregistered, but these are the rights which can be registered. One is patents, one is trademarks, one is copyright, another is industrial design. Okay, trade secret, you keeping a secret, for example, Coca-Cola formula or KFC formula is something, also is a form of intellectual property right. It does not exist in India. Okay, I will explain how later. So four important rights that you as an engineering student will come across in your lifetime will be these: patents, trademarks, copyright, and industrial design in different aspects. Now I'll tell you what form of creations of mind are covered by patents, what forms of creation of minds are covered by trademarks, what forms of creation are covered by copyright, and what forms of IPs are covered by industrial design. So I will be covering that, and there are several criteria. Okay, I hope so far it's clear to you what we are going to discuss. All right. Now, first I'll take the most easy, or you can say easiest trademark IP right, which is universal, ubiquitous, available anywhere you see, is so much in our face that IP right is trademark. Okay, you must have heard about branded goods, unbranded goods. We want to buy a Levi's jeans, and if somebody is selling LEBI, like LEB as in Bombay, so Levi's jean, so you will, somebody who is getting introduced to the world of denim, say you are 14, 15-year-old, now you are okay to buy your clothes by yourself, and you go out in the market and you buy a Levi's jeans, whereas, and it's a copy of Levi's, but you paid 3,000 or 4,000 rupees, as much as you paid for a Levi's jeans, for example, you will be wronged. Okay, so someone has wronged you. Someone has taken advantage of the fact that you wanted to buy Levi's, you didn't know the spelling or how to pronounce it, and you thought it's Levi's and you just bought it. Okay, so trademark protects you from that sort of, you can say, unscrupulous behavior of businessmen. Okay, and it also protects a business from its competitor. So, for example, I am manufacturing a car called Audi, AUDI, Audi. Okay, now my car is Audi. Everybody knows about it. It's a luxury car, etc., etc. Now another person in the market. Now I'm known in the industry as Audi. Some other person launches another car, say Audi, ODI. Now everybody is talking about AUDI, say in Goa or in Maharashtra, and this guy comes from Goa to New Delhi and says, "My Audi car is very good," and then he goes and buys ODI Audi, and the car is of uh, subpar value. So, so the trademark. So, what action can this original owner of Audi can take? He can go against. He can sue. He can lodge a complaint, FIR also against this person, this businessman who is selling Audi, and get him to stop selling and make him pay damages to his reputation, to his trademark, etc. So trademark is basically any sign, any word, any name, any logo, anything that lets you tell the origin of the product or service. If I look at a car with 4 rings, I can tell this is an Audi car. Okay. If I look at a car with, a circle and 3 spikes, I know it's a Mercedes. If I see a Suzuki S written in a particular manner on a car, I know it's Suzuki. If it's a, check mark on a shoe, I know it's a Nike shoe. So these are all called as trademarks. Okay. And these are all protected under trademark rights. So you have to go and file and register your trademarks with Indian Trademark Registry. Okay. Any logo, any punchline also, like just do it, or loving it, or finger licking good, right? uh, बस यही तो है देश की धड़कन for Hero Honda campaign, if you remember. Bajaj, you know, Hamara Bajaj, for example. So these are all popular taglines and all are registered as trademark. Nobody else can use it. Okay. So trademark law allows you to acquire monopoly or acquire right on the word that you have coined or you have given, or the name you have given to your product or service. If you open up an IT company or a IoT device company or a sensors company or a drone company, and you want to give it one particular name and you don't want any other drone company to use it, you go and register your trademark in that for drones. Okay. So that's how trademark law works. So trademark law is to protect the consumer as well as the businesses. Okay. Being a consumer myself, I should be able to buy an original buy original goods in the market. If I want to buy a Levi's, I should be offered a Levi's. There shouldn't be a place for something called Levi's. First of all, they should not exist in market. If they do, they should be penalized for me as a consumer. Okay, because I'm paying them the same price as I will pay for Levi's. So they cannot take advantage of my ignorance, or my a business cannot take an advantage of this ignorance of mine. Okay, so anything you see and lets you tell that this product or this service comes from this company, that particular sign or name or logo is a trademark. Okay, now trademark, every IP right has a validity. It's never exists in perpetuity. Okay, it usually expires after a certain point of time. Same is, but with trademark, that is not applicable. Trademark law, trademark exists as long as your business is existing. If it's been 100 years of your business, trademark is existing still. Your business has dissolved, okay, and but you have made a big brand name. For example, Kodak. Now I want to introduce Kodak phones in India. I cannot. Kodak is a popular name, even if the company has been bankrupt and has been folded. I cannot use Kodak name still because it's a popular trademark. If I use Kodak, people will think the original Kodak is selling the phone. Okay, and that will not make many consumers happy, especially if the product is subpar. Okay, so trademarks can persist even after the company has been dissolved. Okay, as long as the reputation of a name or a brand remains intact, the trademark will exist. Kingfisher, for example, it may have got a lot of bad name, etc., but it still remains a brand with, brand with a force to reckon with. Kingfisher phones, people will believe it coming from Kingfisher, the same, beer makers or the airline service. So they will know. They will have an association with that. So people might make a some buying decision of a Kingfisher phone based on this perception. So I cannot be allowed to sell a Kingfisher phone, or I should be making a declaration we are not very related to, the real Kingfisher owners, for example. So trademark law is to protect you from this kind of unscrupulous behavior. Okay, and also remember, uh, when you must have also seen, R and TM on some marks. Have you guys seen it? You can answer on chat window, or you can simply unmute yourself and reply. So if you guys have seen R, at times R is written, at times TM is written over a word. R is written if the word is registered. If the trademark is registered by the trademark registry, okay, then only you can write R. Otherwise, it's an offense. Okay, but what if you have not registered it? It's an unregistered mark. Then you use the terminology TM. Okay, so you use TM in superscript to tell that this is a trademark of yours, but not registered yet. Okay, and there is no such thing as a global IPR. If you file a trademark in India, it's good only for India. If you want to take your business to US, you have to file or register your trademark in the US as well. A few trademarks cross the national boundaries, like Google, and they will acquire the status of well-known trademark. Okay, and then you may be barred from taking their name as a trademark. Okay, so if you plan to open a company, do not name it after popular brands that you know. All right, in future you may be forced to change the name of your company as well. Okay, so think of new words, new punchlines, new logos, new designs, the new way of representing yourself, as far as trademarks are concerned. Okay, any questions on this, on trademark law? You must have wondered about a certain things in scenario. Please feel free to ask. None? Okay, now I will skip over what makes a great trademark or company name. These are the rules that will be given, or might be given, might be followed in businesses. That your name should be memorable, it should be easy to pronounce, easily associated with company's product and service, and appropriate for future expansion and multinational use. But the thing is, all these rules can also be broken, all of them. Apple, or you can say Maurice Lacroix, the name I've written here. Apple is a company that breaks the rule 3 and 4. When you look at Apple, you don't associate it with selling apples, right? It sells high-end electronics. And Apple, abhi to naam lag raha hai. Now you can think, oh, it's a company worthy of future expansion, multinational use. But if you start a company called Banana or Pineapple, you will feel like it's not so great name for like IBM, International Business Machines, or Microsoft. These are the companies which have a ring of like these can be a multinational company. Okay, Apple, if you start in the beginning, if you start with that, it won't give you a feel of, oh, it can be an international multinational company. But consistently using your trademark and logo can take you that to that place. Okay, so all these rules can be broken. Your name can be made memorable if you use it consistently across your media like business card, emails, websites, flyers, your advertisement campaigns. So it can be made memorable. It can be also made easy to pronounce. For example, now you will see Chinese companies almost always. When I stayed in Mumbai for a year or so, what I used to see there was each company's name will also be written in Devanagari or Marathi. Okay, apart from English, so people can pronounce it. And this practice was entirely missing in New Delhi. You would not see like any store or any bank writing their names in Devanagari or Hindi. You will always invariably see it in English. But because of Chinese companies like Xiaomi, they started putting Xiaomi in Hindi in New Delhi. Reason is nobody knew how to pronounce it. Okay, so Hindi words, Hindi, script help the local people to read this as X as Xiaomi. Okay, so it was made easy to pronounce now. All right, so you can make it easy to pronounce for non-native speakers, and by consistent use by smart advertisements and all that. Okay, so think of name of your companies, interesting companies of your interesting products, and then definitely go for registration of your trademarks. Okay, stop others from using it. Now another form of IP right is industrial design. Industrial design is to protect the shape or appearance of a product, outer appearance basically. Okay, for example, Coca-Cola's bottle, everybody has seen it, that glass bottle. That bottle is a protected design of Coca-Cola. Design only lasts for 15 years, 10 years, and some countries 10, some 15. Okay, but sometimes design acquires a trademark status that it continues to last for you, like Coca-Cola's bottle. Okay, so that is called as 3D mark, for example. So what I'm getting at is anything to do with the aesthetic aspect of your product is a subject for industrial design right. The way your sofa looks, the way your mobile looks, or different mobiles look differently. iPhone looks different from this. So all those iPhone appearances are filed as a design. Okay. In fact, one of the biggest litigation case, Apple versus Samsung, was on design patents, and they paid $3 billion. Samsung paid Apple $3 billion because they used exact design as Apple for their iPhone 3 design. They lifted and used in Samsung smartphones. Okay, so design rights only protect the outer appearance of the of your product. So in future, if you happen to develop a new bike, for example, or a new car, how it looks, the appearance of it, not the engineering, not the functionality, it doesn't matter. Only the looks and appearance of it, you can register it as a design. Okay, so you will be able to stop others from making the same design. You won't find Pepsi in same bottle as Coca-Cola, the glass bottle as Coca-Cola. Simple reason, Coca-Cola has a trademark on it. The protected is as a design though. Okay, next comes the copyright. This is another ubiquitous, very popular, universal right, and it is also kind of in our face all the time. It starts from in phases like music. Everybody, most of us are fond of music, some or the other form of music. Every music has a copyright in it. Every music. In you must you guys have you guys any of you downloaded pirated songs? If you have probably caused a criminal offense You have done a criminal offense in infringing copyright of a singer, of musician, of producer, of the label owner, like T Series, for example. Okay. So copyright protects against the unauthorized use of artistic work. Any artistic work. It can be music, it can be books, it can be any dramatic, like a Bollywood film or any film or a theater production. Okay. Or your website look and feel, for example, or your software program code, not the software code itself, okay, in the language that you will write. All these are protected by the copyright law. Okay. And it stops you from copying whatever you have produced. You cannot use the same melody. Okay, you must have heard about this famous case of Bacha. He lifting the song of a very old singer of a Bengali guy, uh, Genda Fool. Must have heard of it. Anu Malik has been accused of copyright infringement ever since, especially from Brian Adams. How he has taken so many songs from Brian Adams, and then also Pritam. He has also been accused of copyright infringement many times. Whether those rights were enforced or they had to pay license fees is not known to me, but most likely they had to pay it back. Okay, so copyright law is a universal IP right. I do not need to, if I create, for example, few of you might be musicians, might have bands or something. They upload their new song or cover song, or their own song. You wrote it, you composed it, you performed it, and you uploaded it on YouTube. Now it gets viral. Other people cannot use the same song, lyrics, music, melody without your permission. Okay, in any country, not only in India, in any country. So in copyright, as soon as you create or publish your work in your home country, it is considered published in all the countries. So copyright is only IP right that is universal, that gives you protection right away. Okay, in all the countries. Okay, you can, you want to, you may not, or you may register the IP right, the copyright. Even if you don't register, you simply publish on your YouTube channel. It's as good as copyright, the registered copyright. Okay. You must have seen in some like Sony when uploads this reality show videos. Sometimes they're dancing, but you cannot hear the music because the copyright license expired. So the song is not going to play while they're dancing. Nothing is being played. The background, the song has been muted. But once they pay fees to the, say, T series, Sony pays to T series, the songs will be back on their channel again. Okay, so that all falls under copyright. Okay. uh, Copyright with advent of technology, from records to your iTunes or your Apple Music or Google Music or Saregama or Savan, with these, the copyrights dimension, copyright law has become even more easy to enforce. Okay. Earlier it was difficult, it was very easy to pirate. Now it is expensive to pirate. It's actually easy to simply buy a song. There's a long list of library made available. You just buy songs or subscribe to a service for 100 rupees per month, and you can have access to all the original songs, better quality. Okay, with all the information regarding, with no weird song titles like songs.pk, for example. Okay, so you have proper titles, proper name of the producers, authors, so you can know about the song even more. Okay, so copyright law protects these artistic expressions. Now comes a trade secret. You must have come across in your villages or in elders in your family, when they do not reveal, if they happen to have a secret medicinal formula, say for example curing your eyes or of certain infection, right? They have been keeping it as a trade secret in from generations. You must have heard about that asthma thing in Andhra, where they feed you of something in the fish and it claims to cure asthma, right? And that is kept as a trade secret, for example. Okay, what they mix in it, how it works, it has been kept as a trade secret. Whether it works or not, I don't know. but that is one popular trade secret in India. So trade secret is not protected by the law. Okay, if somebody is able to work it out independently and start selling it, you cannot stop them. That's the disadvantage of having a trade secret. Okay, so if the secret is disclosed, they can't do anything. You can't do anything. Okay, that's about in trade secret. So Indian law doesn't protect in this scenario. You cannot say, oh, he made something and now he's infringing on my trade secret. You cannot say that unless he broke into your home, opened your safe, took out the formula and ran away. That is called as theft. But still no infringement damages. और ऐसे theft के लिए जिसमें इसने formula चुराया है, there you will only be jailed for 2 months, 3 months or community service. That's all. Okay. So where you've not stolen anything substantial in terms of value, say jewelry, right? So court will not recognize the trade secret as something valuable or intrinsic in India, very likely. Okay. Now coming to the most important you must have heard of is patent. Patent is the most important of IP rights for technology, pharmaceutical, product-oriented companies. Okay, and these product-oriented companies can be Apple or Pfizer or Sun Pharma or Micromax, can be any. Okay, but because they protect the functional aspect of the technology. Say there's a long-standing problem of you cannot work your internet when the voice call is on, so they come up with 4G. Now the 4G speed is low, I want 5G. All these technologies are protected by a compendium of patents. Okay, they innovate, and these patents work at different level. As in, they have a technology at device level for 5G. So they have the patents are available for 5G on device level. How to make 5G antenna on a device level, for example. Network level or infrastructure level, there are innovations on 5G. There are patents on that as well. So any innovation, a technical innovation, technical solution to a technical problem may qualify for a patent right where they cannot incorporate that technology in their product. Okay, for example, you come up with a new kind of membrane, a filter membrane, that this can, even purify the viruses. So even the virus cannot go through this filter. Okay, and the water that comes out of it is purely sterilized without virus as well. So you don't need to heat it up to kill the virus. You simply pass it through this filter, 20 micron filter or 15 micron filter, and the water will just come as good. Okay, now this is your technology, your invention. You get a patent on it. Now Bajaj or Tata or the Ken water filter or other water filter companies cannot simply use this membrane and start using it in their devices. They have to take your permission to start using it in their devices. Okay, because you got a patent on it. If you do not have a patent on it, then you cannot stop them. Then they are free to use whichever way they want to use. So that's how patent and any IP right works. Okay. Now, in order for you to get a patent on the product or the solution that you are proposing, your solution must qualify 3 criteria. One is it should be absolutely new. It should not be published anywhere else in the world. Okay. If it is published anywhere in the world, then it's not new. If it's not new, you cannot get a patent. Okay. So you must not disclose your idea before you file for a patent. That is the number 1 criteria. This goes against trademark and copyright, where you must publish the work or your trademark as soon as you can, so you can claim the benefits of first usage. Okay. But in patents, the benefit is given to first filer, the one who files first. Okay. So you file the patent first, and then you go out and start publishing in journals, on business papers, or newspaper, or YouTube videos, whatever you want to do. But you do not publish it first on YouTube and then go ahead and start filing your patent. That is detrimental to your patent application. It will not be granted. Okay. Most colleges, students, academics, they make this mistake because publishing is, intrinsic to the work that they do. But when they do start off, this idea is good. This is something around which a company can be built. And then they go for a patent and figure out, okay, we already disclosed everything 2 years ago or even 1 month ago. So you do not qualify for patent then. Okay. So you should be absolutely new. And the disclosure or cannot be in any which way. It need not be a patent document. It can be any kind of document. It can be in a magazine, it can be in a book. Your idea, your solution is already disclosed in some business magazine, in some book, in some newspaper, in a journal, in a science paper. It can be introduced anywhere. Okay. Now, if you have proven that you are absolutely new, your solution is new. Okay, you have proven the novelty. So next you have to prove is the inventive step of your solution. Inventive step as in it should not be obvious. Like I made all the chairs in the world are four-legged chair. Now I make a chair which has 5 legs. Okay, it's new because nobody has published any information about a possibility of a 5-legged chair. But is building it solving any technical problem? No. So it's not inventive. It lacks the inventive step. So you will not be given a patent on your 5-legged chair. Okay. So inventive step means you should solve a technical problem. It should solve a technical problem. And it should not, it should solve in such a way that it's not obvious. Oh, okay. My pipe is not giving pressure, let me put a nozzle in front of it. Now it will give pressure. It's obvious. Bernoulli's principle, Bernoulli's theorem, pressure cross, you know, where your pressure goes up and down depending on the cross section, etc. Right? So these are your solution should not be obvious. Okay, it should have a technical interference in it. It should have that. Okay. Third criteria is it should be industrially applicable. You should be able to use it in your industry. You should have a market. You should have a commerce. Okay. In India, you can only get a patent on a product or a process. Okay. If you have come up with a new process of making shikanji, lemon water, a new process of making carbonated beverage. Now the carbonated beverage requires huge amount of oxygen, huge amount of water. You say, I want to reduce the number of carbon dioxide, amount of carbon dioxide required to carbonate water or cola drinks. Fine, you have a new process, new reactor, which uses half the required carbon dioxide to give same kind of pressure. Okay, so that's the process. So that is process that you can patent. Okay, so this is for in India. Now patent's term is good for 20 years. A patent will expire after 20 years. It is no good after 20 years. It falls in public domain after 20 years. Okay, anybody is free to use. Another thing about patents is, for example, many of you might be working on your final year project or thesis. You please make sure you also search for patent literature. You will find many workable ideas. Because in patent, it's a requirement that you disclose everything, how it is done, how it is made, what should be the dimensions or probable dimensions, etc. And if that patent doesn't exist in India, it exists in US, you can actually start selling that product in India. Okay, so patent rights are also territorial. If Apple's iPhone patents are all in US, hypothetically, just giving you a broad example. And you want to you have a technology, you have money, everything to manufacture Apple type phone in India, and Apple has no patents in India. So you start selling those simple those kind of products in India as well. Okay, so right, or unlike copyright, patents and trademarks are territorial rights. They are restricted in a territory where you register them. That's it. Okay, they are only good for that territory. All right. And now again for patent, because I must have told you it should be novel, it should be inventive. You need not invent a rocket to get a patent. Okay. Most inventions are incremental inventions. They solve a particular technical problem which nobody has thought about, whose solution was never found out by anybody. Okay. You might be looking at how to keep the grid powered by renewable energy all the time, for example. That is number one concern right now. There's a lot of fluctuations with the renewable energy being fed to the grid. So you've found out a solution to store the energy, that surplus energy that is generated by the renewable sources like solar or wind. And because these are unreliable sources of energy, so maybe good sun sometime, there may be good wind sometime, and both of them may be absent at some time. And then there's a power requirement of the people has gone up. Okay, there's no sun, maybe it's cold. There's no wind, maybe it's humid. You never know. So the point is, power requirement has gone up. Where do you bring that energy? So you come up with innovative storage solutions. Okay, and those storage solutions are then fed to the grid. So these small storage solution. For example, I want to store the surplus energy as a potential energy or as a kinetic energy or as a I want to take the water high up in a dam when the energy is surplus. Once the energy goes, I will let the water fall through. So it falls on a turbine and then it generates the energy. So energy can be stored with any means. So all these incremental inventions can be protected by patents. So you do not invent a rocket science or rocket stuff. Simple technical problem, simple solutions, they qualify these criteria, you are up for a patent. Okay, so do not assume, okay, this is not good for patentability and all that. Just check with, if your college has an IP cell, check with them. Otherwise, go to GSIC, check with them. Figure out if your work has a patent or not. Okay, and there are some examples of ridiculous patents. There are some examples of ridiculous patents. For example, this weight loss program, and it's very interesting. Now, this patent is on a balloon that you will eat, okay, and then you will inflate that balloon in your stomach. So when you eat food, you will be eating less food. That is the idea, okay. So you will eat less food because your stomach is already, partially full. So your fullness sensation of filled up will be palate. You used to eat 6 chapati, now only 1 chapati will give you the sensation of fullness. You're filled up, I can't eat anymore. And that will make you lose weight. This actually, one of my clients in the US is actually developed a product like that. Okay, and it's a biodegradable balloon that he has created and people are using it. We filed a patent for this. But when I included this in slide 6-7 years ago, I included it as a funny patent. I think now I keep it because it's turned serious. Okay, one of the clients is already making it. Then bringing the dead back to life. See, this is not a rocket. This is an invention that got patented in US back in 1920s or 10s, very old. But this is just to show you that, you need not invent something complex to get a patent granted on your tech. Okay, patents can be obtained on incremental innovation. Now, this is bringing the dead back to life. So if somebody dies and you bury them in US, mostly Christian country where most people are buried. So they had this peculiar problem. What if they are not dead? And if they're not dead, then they should have a provision to breathe. And they should also have a provision to call for help. Okay. So it's anybody's guess. If you pass by, a graveyard at midnight and somebody is asking for help from 6 feet under, whether you're going to help, that is not solved by this invention, but the guy can breathe or can receive food. Okay. So by the time his family comes around, maybe they will save him. So this invention is bringing the dead back to life. That's how it is titled as well. So this invention is patented. Then this pat on the back apparatus. So you can pat your own back. You're feeling demotivated. Your teacher is not so happy with your assignment, or you were supposed to work at level 100 because that's your potential and you worked only at 95. Then it's pat on the back apparatus for you, which you can use to pat your own back. Okay. Now, this is a broad slide for why file for IPR. Why do you want to file for IP? Why IPRs? Why are they needed? In academia, they are needed. I've covered this thing from business to academia. Okay. Let's start from the business. To stop others from practicing your invention or your product. Basically, IPRs, like all other property rights, are negative rights. What does negative right mean? दो तरह के rights होते हैं. One is positive right, one is negative right. Positive right means I have the right to do it, uninterrupted right to do something. Negative right is nobody else can do that on which I have the right. That is a negative right. I have a land, okay? Nobody else can build a home on this. That is a negative right. You stop others from infringing on your right. That is a negative right. But that does not mean you have all the uninterrupted right. For example, if I have a land in a commercial area, I cannot turn it into a home. I need to have a shopping mall or a shop there. Okay. If I have an apartment, I have a negative right to stop others from coming into my place. Okay. But what I cannot do is turn it into a club. Okay. Apartmental club bana diya maine penthouse pe. You can't do that. Okay. So you similarly IPRs are for the same function as well. You stop others from using your trademarks, your inventions, your copyright. That is what IPR, intellectual property rights, are for. These are negative rights. Okay. They do not give you uninterrupted right to do as you want with your invention. For example, my invention is a membrane. Okay. Water filtering membrane. Now, Kent Water has this apparatus, has this whole mechanism of getting the water, putting it through membrane, and then giving out a filtered water, collecting the dirty water, collecting the dust. They have the entire system with them. They have a patent on that. You cannot, because I have membrane, I cannot take Kent's patent, Kent's product, put my membrane and start selling it. I cannot do that. I have to take license from Kent because Kent has a patent on that particular product, put my membrane on it and then sell it. Okay. So having a patent on my own product doesn't mean I can use anybody's product. I still have to respect their IP rights. They might have a patent on their own product. My product requires their product to be sent to the market. For example, I developed a regenerating mechanism for electric vehicles. The car gets recharged by its own motion. Regenerative braking, for example. Now, I cannot sell regenerative braking without a car. I need to sell it with a car. Okay. And then what I do, I take, say, or a bike. I take a bike, I put my system, and then I sell it. So when I buy a bike or when I take a bike, I'm taking a license that I will be putting my system on it, and then I'll be selling a value-added bike. So having your own patent does not mean you will do whatever you want to do. You can stop others, but you have to respect others' IP rights. Okay. IPRs also help you to license or sell your inventions. If you have simply a tangible idea, you will never be able to say, "Oh, what are you licensing me?" If you're licensing it to me and it's not protected by any monopoly, then why should I license it from you? It is public domain anyway, public knowledge. Why should I pay money to you? How many of you have seen Shark Tank? I really need an answer on this. Have you guys seen Shark Tank? If not, go on Netflix. I think Shark Tank, few seasons are available, 2 or 3 seasons are available. Do watch. You will see small guys coming there with idea. And then one question is asked, why should I invest in you? I can easily get it done. I have, I'm a $1 billion guy. I can get a team, get IT guy and get it done. He says, I have a patent on it. And that's where they start getting deals. Okay. So patent stops others, allows you to license your invention easily or sell your invention easily or raise funds easily. Okay. Now we are moving towards more academia. Why file for IPR? To create a favorable image. Apple versus Samsung, for example, Apple versus Xiaomi, for example. Okay. To gain recognition for ingenuity. If you have a product which is patented, it, especially in countries like US, Europe, it sends a right message to your team, to your peers. Today, we got a patent granted in US for one of our clients, and they are into conveyor belt engineering systems. They're one of the biggest players. Okay, and we got their patent granted in US without any objection, rejection, simply granted. And they were so happy because now they're going to publicize it. To they're big in Australia and South America. They want to show. See, our solutions are actually genuine. We think over them. These are generated by us only. You won't get them anywhere in the market. Only we can make them. Okay, so you are getting recognition for your ingenuity. You are the first person to introduce telephone or wireless phone or a cordless phone or a pager or a QR code. You get recognition for that. You gain recognition for problem solving. You impress your colleagues, peers, and academia, more than ever, you obtain glory in history. Okay. So these are the various reasons you want to file for IPRs, but most important reason obviously remains you want to do business with them. Okay. Give you a quick snapshot of filing procedure in India. You file application in India. You can file it as a provisional where you secure the block the date as soon as you file. Okay. So for example, your application is not completely ready. You are still to come up with data and all. So you quickly file an application disclosing your idea. You block the date. So now you can go out and start disclosing to other people. Then you will have 1 year to file a complete application, or you can simply file a complete application. Okay. After you file your first application, can be complete or provisional, either. After 18 months, your application will be published by law. For 18 months, it will be kept as a secret. Okay. You can ask for an early publication. Otherwise, after 18 months, it will publish for sure. Means publication means now it is open to members of public. They can go visit it. They can oppose the application. This should not be granted. It happens more so in cases of pharmaceuticals. Okay, where they say, oh, this is cancer treatment. You cannot get a patent on this, etc., etc. Okay, so pre-grant opposition can be done. Within 48 months, you file a request for examination. You have to ask patent office to examine your application on the 3 criteria that I gave you. Okay, they do a novelty check, they do inventive step check. It's a technical examination as well as legal examination of formalities. Okay, and then you prepare a response to it. After that, a patent is either granted or refused. Okay, now the process takes about 6 months to 9 months if you follow an expedited route as a startup entity, or 2 to 3 years, which is much faster compared to before. Okay. Same is for trademark. You file application for trademark. Trademark registry will come back with their objections. You reply to them. They will say accepted and advertised. And then after it's accepted and advertised, it is open to public for opposition for 4 months. Okay, saying that we have registered, we are intent. So trademark registry is saying we intend to register this as our trademark, as a trademark in India. Anybody who has opposition can oppose it now. If not, it will be registered as a trademark. Okay, so that's a 4 months timeline there where you have to, oppose the trademark of somebody. Okay, this was patents and filing procedure in India. I am open to questions. Please ask me questions about career, etc. Anything, please feel free. I think this will be too detailed for, I'll leave my contact here for everybody to see, and please feel free to ask questions. Hello.
Hi, Rahul.
Hi, yes. Hello.
Dear student, please ask your questions. You can either unmute yourself, you can put your question in the chat. And also people who are on YouTube, you can post your questions in the comment section and we will share it with our speaker.
Please do ask questions. Students usually have so many questions.
It all seems like there are no questions.
Okay. See, I'll just brief. Maybe professor can ask questions on career. So pointed questions will help me to give a pointed answer. Otherwise, I can be all over the place otherwise. Has anybody of you thought of IP career as a patent in patents? Have you heard of it? Anybody? Hello. Okay, is it valid across? If so, how long does it last? Samiksha is asking, are you asking about patents or are you asking about trademarks or are you asking about on patents? No, patent, you have to file in each country wherever you want. In all the countries, it lasts for 20 years from the date of filing in that country. Okay. So patents will last for 20 years. In different countries, you have to file patents. You cannot say, okay, I filed in India, now my whole world is covered for me. No. You want to sell your product in US through Amazon, for example, and you want patent protection in US as well, then, because you don't want somebody in US figuring out, okay, you don't have a patent on this, and I can sell as long as I can, as much as I want in US, and he will have an unfair advantage over you, even though you came up with the idea. Okay, so you will have to file a patent in US as well. In Shark Tank, there is one company called Scrub Daddy, $100 million in sales. I've heard about them. And Scrub Daddy is a patented scrub that gets hard in hot water and softer in cold water, something like this. So it is if in winters it will be a bit, in especially in north, if winters we use hot water. So as soon as I put it in the hot water, it will be hardened. So I can scrub it easily. In winters it will be cold, it will be softer. In summers it will be softer because I'll be using cold water. Now that patent is absent in India. So a product like Scrub Daddy, and he has revealed everything, how to make it, which product, which composition, everything. So if somebody wants to undertake an assignment, they can take it and start making it in India, even though the patent is only in the US. Okay. So I give you a practical scene case here. Any other questions? Anybody has thought about patent attorney career, patent agent career? Okay. Can you brief us on job prospects after BE in IPR field? Okay. In IPR, especially in patents, you need not be a lawyer to enter. Okay. Number one requirement to be a patent agent is you need to have a science and tech background, a science and tech degree, science tech medicine degree, BSc, BE, BTech, MBBS, something in this range. Okay. And you need to appear for a patent agent examination held by Indian Patent Office. And then you become what is called as patent agent. Okay. Now, you did not clear patent agent exam before taking a break at this industry. There are a few kind of companies. You can become a patent analyst who searches for technical information in patents. Okay, you have lucrative career in that as well. You can go to companies like Evalueserve, Adastra, like us, our company is Sagacious, Effectual Services, Adastra Analytics, which is our analytics arm. So where you can where the clients, for example, say Microsoft, they want to study all the 4G patents of Ericsson. Okay, so we will obviously hire electronics people and we will train them on how to dig out patents and how to study patents, and then they, based on their technical understanding of subject matter, will be able to prepare a report, a technical report on when is this patent expiring, what this patent does, what is it covering, what is it does not cover. Can Microsoft develop their own 4G technology without infringing Ericsson's patent? Something like this. Okay. So job prospects are, and other is you can go to law firm, start as a technical specialist. Okay. Where you write or draft patent applications, because drafting patent application will also require a very good technical hand. Okay. And you can start in law firms like Anand and Anand, Adastra IP, which is our law firm, IP prosecution arm, Krishna and Surastri, and Lakshmi Kumaran. These are some good reputed firms here. So you can start your career there as well. Okay. So you can take any path, either of these paths. You only need BTech, no need to go LLB and all that. Simply apply for jobs there and you should get something. Okay. And starting salary is also, I would say, decent. In Adastra Analytics is a startup company, but in established companies, I think you can start in something in the range of 30,000 per month. and interviews are technically held. They won't ask you much question about patents, but having a legal aptitude or aptitude for patents, a bit of knowledge and interest. You have to show that you have interest in this field, because it's field of lot of reading. You need to be reading quite a bit. Not only your clients matter, but also what's happening around the world, the development of the law, etc., etc. Okay, so you need to show that aptitude, that you can read, you can analyze technical information, you can form your conclusions, legal and technical both. Okay, so uh, so that's all you require, and good communication skills. For IP requires good communication skills for sure. And yeah, patent agent exam, the forms were out. I don't know if you guys have filled it up, but they might be out in another 1 or 2 years again, and there will be exam. So you can prepare for. You have to study Patents Act 1970 India, and the PCT Act, PCT, sorry, the PCT Patent Cooperation Treaty that is out there. These two things you have to study, understand, apply, and then you can appear for exam. Then you can clear it. Okay. Any other questions?
Rahul, I think there are
Yeah.
no questions.
All right.
Request Samiksha to give the vote of thanks.
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Wow, that was really an insightful session for all of us. Rahul sir is the director at Adastra IP, India and Malaysia, and has more than 11 years of experience in handling IP matters, patents, etc. He is a registered patent and design agent with Indian Patent Office. Prior to this, he worked as an assistant manager of the IP department of a biotech company based out of Mumbai. He has extensive knowledge of patent laws of India, US, China, Japan, and many other countries. He is capable of advising clients on different patent strategies. He has also worked on numerous patent analytic projects and is a regular speaker at IP awareness sessions organized by various communities, companies, and universities in India and abroad. I, on behalf of Sri Raeshwar Institute of Engineering and Information Technology, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to Rahul sir for gracing your important work and sharing with us your findings and opinions today. I could also like to thank Mr. Sudeep Faldesai, Project Officer, Goa State Innovation Council, for helping us get in touch with Mr. Rahul Bagga sir for giving insight to our students. A big thanks to our college and IPR cell in association with GSIC for organizing this session for us. Thank you, our lovely audience, for joining in with us. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Samiksha. Thank you, Sudeep.
Thank you, Rahul.
All right.